Your Motorola channel partner with 4 locations in the Mid-South. Find out more about ICI Wireless by visiting ICIWireless.com or calling 366-4413. Every time I get my hair cut, I go to the best. Now you can too. Go to Supreme Cuts over at Wolf Chase Mall and Interest 3. Ask for Steve, Chris, or Flip the Barber. It's time to walk it like you're talking. It's That Way, which is Ridgeway, or is it The Wind, which is Southwind? This is a match up to remember. The game of the season is upon us. Call every single number in your cell phone. I'm talking about your mama, your grandmama, your brother, your sister, your godbrother, your dad. Every single person needs to know what went down, and we started off with a slam. Big time one by the big Cameron Jones, throwing down the house, taking off the rim, and it didn't stop there. And one bucket, let's count it for the Jags on the offensive end, and then here comes Ridgeway. Knock it down from outside, then put your goggles on if you don't want to see it. Freeman putting the guards on skates, all on the offensive end. LIU Brooklyn has a stud when it comes to a point guard. This here is a point guard. And then Jones blocking it. It's a block party, and I sent you an invitation by mail. Here taking it to the cup though, laying it right in for Southwind on the offensive end is Mr. Clay. He gets one to go, and then Antoine Bates. This guy here heated up the pot on the offensive end as well, but he had his hands full. Mark doesn't care who's in his way. He's a walking bucket. Antonio Thomas doesn't like it one bit. He pulls up from outside. Jones on the other side kicks it out to Williams for 3. He knocks it down. Not talking Quinn, that's Kobe. He's got a cannon too. And then put him in a pot heated up for 750. Antoine Beans has the pot going hot on the offensive end in the first half, and then a take to the cup. He fell on the ground with a finish. Ashton Taylor getting a bucket to go. The Roadrunners getting the bounce to go by Christian Campbell for Ridgeway. Here comes Mark Freeman. Cook him up, in and out, passing it over to a lay-in. That's the real deal when it comes to what you want for a PG. You've seen the scoreboard, 23-14. The win is over the way right now by 9 on the offensive end, but here comes a block by Ridgeway. They look to make the change. They kick it off though. Southwind not liking that. They get that bucket to go. They head to the free throw line to shoot it. Antoine Beans tries to go up, but Jones meets him at the rim and says, I'm a hungry dog and I haven't had my lunch. Let me eat some on the defensive end. Knockdown jumper from the corner for Southwind. The assist by Freeman. And before they close out the half, we got to get a dunk in. There's one down low by Tyler Haynes for the Roadrunners, and then a layup by Eric Boyd. That's my guy right there. Laying it up on the baseline and then taking it to the cup to finish with the left for Ridgeway is Clay. On the offensive end, they keep it going. Southwind, the Jags attacking on the offensive end. Ridgeway having a tough time, but that's when my guy clocked in for work. Brandon Mason, the lefty, doing his job. Quinn Williams knocking one down on the other side, though, to try to end off the half the tough way. Beans trying to get himself going in the second half. He did. You might want to stay tuned. Mark blowing past him, and that's how the first half went. 43-33 to end the half. The best way to enjoy the hard-fought season is not on bill if you're a youngster. It's at the Ultimate Preps All-Star Weekend on March 24th and March 25th. Mark your calendars, middle and high school athletes. It's time to ball. Let's get back into the game that we'll be watching for the next 12 months. Third quarter, kicking it off. Mason finding a big. He lays it up off the glass for the finish. The Roadrunners getting back-to-back buckets on the offensive end, and they get it on the inside. Great game plan by Coach Henning to open up the half, and then Freeman. There's not much you can do with this guy but try to call your local Walmart and say, hey, do you have anything in store that can slow down the true point guard? Look at that pass as he feeds it down low to Williams. Quinn get that one to go, and then a fast break, laying it up the finesse way. Beautiful move by the PG, and then the Ridgeway Roadrunners. Eric Boyd getting a layup to go. Here's Taylor with another bucket to the cup, getting that one to go for Jaguars, and then the Roadrunners on the offensive end This one here got all the way down to the wire. It was a great game between Southwind and Ridgeway, one that you all have been talking about since this morning started, and I knew that it was going to happen because this guy right here, Antoine Beans, the most underrated point guard in the city of Memphis. You heard it here first. Big time guard for the Roadrunners. Down low though on the other end for Southwind, they get a slam. Cameron Jones doing his work, owning his paint at the house of the Jags. Haynes getting one to go. Beans kicking it off on a fast break, and it led all the way back to Haynes again, who laid it right in. Look at Mark Freeman, in and out, pull up, bang. You already know it's a bucket by the PG, 61-56. The way needs to come back. They're down by 5, but look at Freeman still cooking up the D. No need to heat up the oven. I'll do it the cold way, like the cold salad. I'll give you what you've been looking for, even put some ranch on top of that bad boy. But that's when Bean says, okay, Freeman, you've had a big time night. It's time for me to clock in and do mine. And I respect that completely. Quentin Williams getting one to go inside the paint, and then Beans, acrobatic finish. Didn't look like that one was going to go in, but he got it to go. Nice pass right off to Williams to lay it in with the left, and then Freeman finding the big to lay it right in, and it's starting to look good for Southwind. But then here comes Antonio Thomas. He's getting heavily recruited by a lot of colleges. One to mention is Oklahoma Sooners. We know a lot of players that went there, like Blake Griffin. But here comes Beans with the pull-up from the wing. You already know. Then he finishes with the and one bucket. Filet. Look at the crowd go crazy. The fans are jumping up and down. It's getting real for the visiting fans and the home Jaguars on both ends. But look at Ridgeway. They're making a move toward the push of the final minutes of the game. And then Freeman with the up and under move to finish with the right. Thomas floating that thing right on up on the fast break, and then a nice beautiful pass down low to a floater by Boyd, who leaves the J up for you to see. A floater from the baseline by Quentin Williams, and then Freeman finding Williams once again. Big time athlete for the Southwind Jaguars is also Quentin Williams. You already know this squad here is the real deal. They're up by 1. Beans looks down low. They miss. It's a rebound. They go back up. A block by Jones. He plays great D. Beans travels on the offensive play, and the fans are going crazy. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel like a man who hasn't paid his rent. It's coming. Don't worry about it. Mark Freeman holding the ball, and you already know what it is when he does that. Free throw line, and it's buckets. The point guard is going to knock those down. Beans misses off the back iron. He's been hot. He had a 30-piece hot, and so did Mark Freeman. Suicide hot, that is. But guess who got the dub? It was right after these free throws. 88-85 is the final moments. All they could do was roll the ball and let the clock roll. 90-85. Southwind has the bragging rights in the city, at least for right now, and it's very well so. The Jags talk a little stuff for you to know what's up.
Nation, baby. We're here. 26 points, man. I know we hit. It was a great game tonight. City, know what I'm saying? Ridgeway brought it. They want to know though. They had us in the third quarter. I ain't gonna lie, but we came. We came back. When you come to Southwind, you gotta play the game, man. Be better every day. TTB, trust the process. You know what's going on.
Before you leave the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button right above my name on the right side. And if you liked me cooking it up, make sure you watch another video on the left side.